Well, we have more qualifier action now, starting with a good game in Owen Begg last night.
Laois arrived at Owen Begg looking to put their 11-point defeat to Meath behind them against a Derry side buoyed by their 18-point round 1 victory away to Wexford. The opening 10 minutes set the tone for what would develop into an arm wrestle. Derry kicked the first 2 scores through a Shane McGuigan free and this Ryan Bell effort. Laois hit back with 2 of their own. The first from Cullen Murphy, followed by a fine Evan O'Carroll score. The corner forward turning Brendan Rodgers inside out before sliding over. Derry, playing into the wind, had the majority of the ball in the first half, but it was the Leinster side who were more economical in possession. Cullen Murphy's third of the day put them ahead for the first time on 21 minutes. In what was a good physical contest, both sides had notched further scores through close-range frees, and when Kieran McFall launched his shot high and over the bar, Derry were back in front. A lead that they would carry through to the half-time whistle. 8 points to 7 at the break. Within the opening 30 seconds of the second half, the home side doubled their lead. Captain Chrissy McCaig with a point that had the vocal home crowd in raptures. Donny Kingston brought Laois back level again with 2 frees, and John Sugrew's men were beginning to exert their authority on proceedings. Full forward Murphy again involved. He had 2 great opportunities to rattle the net within a minute of each other. The first he blasted across the face of Thomas Mallon's goal. The second came from an inviting Evan O'Carroll hand pass into the square. Mallon though stood strong, and eventually Derry cleared their lines. Shane McGuigan's shot with 15 minutes to play caused some confusion amongst the umpires, but the white flag was eventually waved and the sides were level again at 11 points apiece. At this juncture, the realisation that their championship summers could soon be over seemed to take hold of both sides as a period of nervy and tetchy play followed. Donny Kingston, with 4 points to his name, was shown a black card after a trip on Kieran McFall. A McGuigan free put Derry back in front again before the pivotal moment of the match. 2 second-half subs combining, Martin Scully with the offload to Owen Lowry, who buried it low and hard. Laois finally getting the goal they deserved after spurning those earlier attempts. A poor clearance from McFall found the impressive Daniel O'Reilly, who laid it off to Kieran Lillis, his point effectively sealing the win. An entertaining contest, it finished Derry 12 points, Laois 1 goal and 13.
We were playing into the wind in the second half, so like we were a little bit ponderous in the first half and a little bit stagnant in ourselves maybe, but that's our first game out in the field since the defeat by Meath, so you expect a small bit of maybe a delay in our getting back on track, so the second half we found a little bit of rhythm. Yeah.
It's been a positive enough year in the sense that the team has made great progress in the background, and even our championship performances against Tyrone and Wexford were very good, but today we felt we just didn't perform, and the boys will have to, I suppose, suck that up and deal with that hurt tonight and over the next months, but Derry's definitely made good progress this year, absolutely no question about it, and it's very disappointing at the minute.
Having already accounted for Waterford, Westmeath were looking to make it a Munster double when Limerick came to Mullingar. Billy Lee's men hoping to repeat their Tipperary performance as opposed to their Cork one, and they began well. James Naughton soloing straight through the middle, Ian Corbett on hand to nudge him in front early on. Joe Halligan and Jerry Egan were 2 of Westmeath's standout performers against the Dacia, and the pair combined well again early on here. Halligan managed to control James Dolan's crossfield ball, Egan in a good position to receive the pass, the full forward kicking his third of the day to see them lead 5 points to 3 with 18 minutes played. The home side had extended their lead out to 4 by the stroke of half-time when they landed what looked to be a decisive blow. James Dolan took on the Limerick defence all by himself, and his bobbling drive found its way past Donal O'Sullivan to make it 1-9 to 5 points. A 7-point deficit at the break left Limerick with some hope, but disaster struck for the Munster men a minute after the resumption. Ronan O'Toole found himself with nobody but the keeper to beat when Ronan Wallace's run diverted the attention of 2 of the Limerick backs. 10 points to difference with over half an hour left to play. Callum McCormick popped up with this point soon after. Egan instrumental in the build-up. Limerick fans would have been forgiven for believing another long, arduous afternoon was in store, but to their credit, the Division 4 side showed great spirit in making a fight of it. An incredible solo run from Dara Tracy, beating 5 Westmeath men along the way, was rewarded with a goal. the gap now standing at 5 points. The sight of John Heslin, who came on early in the second half, getting his name on the score sheet, brought great joy to the Mullingar crowd, and his point helped round off the scoring in another impressive win for Jack Cooney's side. 213 to 110, the final score.
I think in general we probably dropped the tempo in the game after we got that second goal. Probably looking to finish off those chances. I thought we had some very, very good moves off the pitch, but didn't convert. That's something that we'll certainly look to work on.
But look, Limerick football requires everyone at the. We've been trying to build it year on year, and you just hope that you maintain everyone you had and maybe get one or two more in.
Yeah, Westmeath, they're under the radar, but they're having a good year, Tomas.
Yeah, I think if you ask me what